Okay, here we go. Welcome to IME375, the 2017 version. This is an introductory course in e-commerce and e-business, which is, of course, business on the internet, or more accurately, business on the World Wide Web. And immediately there are a couple of different things that we could chat about. What's the difference between e-business and e-commerce? And what's the difference between the internet and the World Wide Web? But we'll talk about both of those things a little bit later in the class. My name is Dr. Michael Featherstone, and I'm the instructor for this online class. Prior to coming to JSU, I was a manager at the IBM eBusiness Innovation Center in Atlanta, where we developed some of the very earliest e-commerce applications on the World Wide Web, including applications for the National Hockey League, the Super Bowl, Grammy Awards, the Tony Awards, Wall Street Journal, and the New York Times, and some other ones. So that's a little bit about me, and now let's get into some information that you're typically interested in on the opening day of a class, and that's things like communication modes, tests, grades, stuff like that. The first communication mode that we should talk about is the course assignment page. That is one-way communication. That is from me to you, but it's going to be important for you to review the assignment page every day. Why? Because effectively the assignment page becomes our class textbook. The assignments will be organized by date, and they may include lecture videos such as this, or a podcast, or a video related to the course, such as the movie The Pirates of Silicon Valley, or an article from the Wall Street Journal, or some other electronic resource. Typically, the assignment will appear as a link on the assignment page. Some days, there may not be any assignments at all, but you will need to check the assignment page every day. It is your responsibility. Okay, so we made that point, so now I can rest assured that no one will miss a test, nor will they miss an important reading simply because they didn't review the assignment page on a daily basis. So let's move on. So, what are some ways that you can communicate with me? Well, we can always fall back on good old-fashioned email. My email address is feather@jsu.edu. You can also use Skype if you are so inclined. My username is mfeatherst1. You should be seeing it on the screen right now. Probably the best way is to text me and request a telephone conference, and we'll try to arrange a conference at a mutually convenient time. Now, if you text me, I may not respond immediately. I may be doing something else. I may be working on some school-related project, but I will try to get back to you. And again, you should see my cell phone number on the screen as well. Don't even think about texting me after about 5 p.m. Central Time. Well, okay, you can think about it, but I probably will not respond until about 4 a.m. Central Time the next morning. Twitter, I really haven't used it much in the past, but I can if I'm requested. Hey, we may have reached a critical mass on Twitter, so maybe that's the way everybody wants to communicate. We'll probably come up with some clever hashtag like IME375 or something like that. But nevertheless, you can see a couple of Twitter accounts that I have at IME375 or at FEATHERST1. So I hope that covers communication modes. If you have any question, once again, send me an email or Skype me or text me, and we'll try to get it clarified. Let's spend a minute or two talking about tools. Blackboard we'll use mostly for tests. Our textbook is essentially the assignment page, and you'll see the link to the assignment page. You should probably bookmark it. We will use the Wall Street Journal, as I've indicated. There are several blogs I'll probably put links to on the assignment page as we go through the term. We talked about Skype, email. If you're going to send me an email, practice your best email etiquette. Always include IME375 in the subject line, because I've been in the computer business for a long, long time. I've been teaching for quite a while now. So when I see IME375, your email bubbles up to the top of my list, and I'm much more likely to respond to it. Sign with your full name, not like Party Girl or Hot Guy 643. Use your first name and your last name so I know who the email is from. Use a spell checker and grammar checker. It's smart to compose your email to me in Word first so you can not have any spelling errors. The reason for that is the quality or absence thereof in your emails can have an impact on your grade. Now, for hours or schedule, text first, as I said, for an appointment. I'm usually going to be available Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from about 11 to 12:30 and from 1:30 to 3 to return calls. In other words, when you text me, we'll schedule an appointment between those times. If it's an emergency, of course, we'll try to accommodate you, but consider those my office hours for the online class. There are a couple of other tools you should know about. I've talked about the Wall Street Journal. You should subscribe to it for several reasons. First, it gives us current information on business trends, particularly with regard to the use of technology. Second, it is the resource that most business professionals turn to for business news and trends. Third, it'll help you develop a sound business vocabulary. Fourth, it will help you to differentiate yourself in the job market after you leave college. And fifth, it's available at a significant discount to you while you're a college student. In fact, I have a link to the Wall Street Journal subscription page on the assignment page. And the final reason for subscribing to the Wall Street Journal is that as we get deeper into the term, much of the content for test questions will come from Wall Street Journal articles. One other tool that I'd urge you to consider for this class and for every college class is Evernote. It's a free download. If you're using it, good for you. If you're not, I suggest you give it a try. Take a look at some of the reviews on Evernote. Go to YouTube and there'll be some 12-year-old kid telling you exactly how you should be using Evernote. I use it almost every day. It's an extraordinary resource for filing information from various classes and all kinds of different resources. So I'd encourage you to take a look at that as well. Class events. Well, expect about 5 or 6 tests and a comprehensive final exam. That means it's imperative that you keep up with the assigned readings. I usually don't lecture specifically on readings I assign, so that means if you have questions about them, you might need to ask me about them via text or email. Here's the good news. Tests are open web, and they are time constrained. Open web means just that. You can use all the resources available to you as you are taking the test. You can use the lectures. You can use PowerPoints I provide. You have access to any of the articles. The tests are time constrained, and if you go over the allotted time by more than a minute or two, you may sustain a significant penalty. Prior to a test, review assigned videos and be familiar with the lecture PowerPoints. Okay, let me clear up a common misperception. I have had students actually come into my office and say, well, you gave me an F in this class and I really needed a C to maintain my academic standing. The grade that you receive at the end of the term will be the grade you earned based on your performance on tests or whatever assignments may be coming your way. My experience is that students may choose to do extraordinary work in a class and earn an exemplary grade. I also understand that students have different priorities and schedule conflicts, and these may impede your work in class, and thus you may not earn the grade that you might otherwise have earned. And sad to say, some students just simply choose not to put forth the effort that's required to obtain a passing grade. That's the student's choice. So you will earn the grade. I don't give grades. One other thing I don't like to do is spend much more than about 9 or 10 minutes on these lectures. And so I'm going to bring this to an end. Guess what your assignment will be on the assignment page on Friday? It will be to listen to part 2 of the introductory lecture. So that should just about do it for today. Bye for now.